Okay, good morning, children. So, first chapter, I have sent you one video which I asked you to go through, and many of you have written the summary yesterday. I'll go through it, and leaving aside the poem, today we will start the second chapter. Perhaps I believe everyone must be having the textbook, right? The second chapter is the tsunami. Now you must be very well versed with the term tsunami. What is tsunami? It's a earthquake in the water, in the oceans. It's a very large and a powerful wave. Okay, under the sea the earthquake comes, and it was somewhere in 2004, right? Which has caused a lot of damage to life and property. Many were killed, many died, and many were homeless. It affected mostly the southern part of the country. Okay, so we will go through it. See, a tsunami is a very large and a powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. Now, tsunami is what? It's an earthquake under the sea, the shaking of the earth under the sea. You must be knowing its scientific reasons. The tectonic plates on which the earth is, when it moves, sometimes when it shakes, the earthquake comes. On 26th December 2004, a tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Tamil Nadu coast. So these were the places which were affected. It hit Thailand, which is on the southern part of our country, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Tamil Nadu, etc. Okay. Here are some stories of courage and survival. Now what we are going to read from this chapter is, we are not going to read any scientific reasons behind it or anything which is related to science with this. But we are going to read about the stories of courage and survival. How did the people overcome that, and how they could muster the courage and could fight with it, and they survived. Okay. Did animals sense that tsunami was coming? Some stories suggest that they did. Now, before the tsunami has come, were animals knowing about it? Were animals able to sense it? And there are instances, there are examples which really tell us, yes, animals did sense it. There are stories, these stories are all from Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Okay. What is an archipelago? It's a group of many islands and the surrounding sea. Ignatius was the manager of a cooperative society in Katchal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. Now this is a story about a man who was in Katchal. It's an island, and his name was Ignatius. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. Now you see, so huge what's that tsunami, even it has come under the sea, the land also could experience it. So this lady, she must have sensed it. She must have realized it, that there was an earthquake. Ignatius carefully took his television set off its table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Now this is all the precautions you take, or of course there is no chance for the precautions to be taken when the earthquake comes because it is so sudden. But once they have experienced the shake in the earth, what did he do? He put the TV down so that if again the earth shakes, the TV must not fall down on the floor. Then the family rushed out of the house. So they went out of the house. Now because, see children, when you study it as a science, you read it as what precautions has to be taken when there is an earthquake. What you should do? You should not panic. The first and the most important thing is you should come out of the houses because the buildings may collapse. So to be safe, to save your life, the first thing you should do is come out of your houses when you experience an earthquake. When the tremor stopped, they saw the sea rising. So now they are near the islands, near the sea. So they could experience the sea rising when the tremor was stopped. When this shaking of the earth was stopped, they could feel it that there was some rising of the water in the sea. In chaos and confusion, two of his children caught hold of the hands of their mothers and fathers and brother and rushed into the opposite direction. So from where the sea was rising, in the opposite direction they started running. He never saw them again. His wife also swept away. Only 3 children who came with him were saved. So everything, the water waves have taken away their family. The 3 children who came with him only were saved. His brother, his wife, everybody got swept with the waves of the water. Sanjeev was a policeman. Now that was one story of Kachal, who was a manager of a cooperative bank. Perhaps it's a cooperative society. And the next is Sanjeev, who was a policeman, serving in Kachal Island of the Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife and his baby daughter from the waves. Now he also did some courageous work and he could save his family. But then he heard cries for help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they were both swept away. Now what did Sanjeev do? He saved his family, but when he heard the cries of his cook's wife, he jumped into the water to save her, but then the waves were so strong and so high that the water carried away both of them. 13-year-old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. So all the waves have taken away the people with them. So strong. Can you imagine when you're on the shores of the sea, if you have been to the sea beaches, how forceful the waves come, how strong the waves are, and when the waves go back, they take the people. Sometimes how you get drowned in the waves, when the waves are coming and then the waves take you back again with them, and then there is no chance of getting saved. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding on the wooden door. 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead, but they did not see her. Now see the story of Meghna. She was carried away with her parents, and with them 77 people also were dead. But then this girl survived for, she spent 2 days. 2 days she was floating on the wooden door. 11 times she saw the relief helicopter, but the helicopter did not see this child. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. So on the seashore she was brought again. She was saved. Almaz Javed was 10-year-old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. Her mother Rahila's home was in Nankori Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. So Almaz Javed, she is how many? 10 years old. She is in Port Blair studying in a convent school. Father is a owner of a petrol pump. Mother has gone to Nankori Island to celebrate the Christmas. What was the day? It was 24th December. On 26th December. So 25th was Christmas. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the seawater recede, move back from where it was. It was going back. Once the wave come, then they go back. He understood that the water would come rushing into with great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. See how the water does, the waves come, they go back. Again a huge wave will come. So when the wave has receded back, his father understood that one more wave will come, and he woke up his family. as they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. As children at that time, it was a lot of, you can imagine the situation of the people residing over there. How was their condition, how pitiful, how panic it was. So when this old man was running, something hit him and he fell down. Her father rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave that swept both of them away. So giant wave, a huge wave came and they swept both of them away. Alma's mother and aunt stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree and then they too were washed away. So coconut tree, you can, what is the height of the tree? It's a tall tree. They clung to the tree and they were shouting, but when a huge wave came, the tree also was uprooted and then they also were taken away with the water. Alma saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it, then she fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital in Kamorta. So now maybe she was floating on the wood and she was unconscious and she was saved by the people. From there she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. Traumatized means she is in a lot of distress, lot of shock is there that what has happened. When we just imagine it, we get goosebumps on our body. Imagine the people of the condition who must have experienced it, isn't it? Then Tilly Smith was able to save many lives. Now this is the second part. Now second part, again the different stories of the people, maybe from a different place. Tilly Smith was able to save many lives when the tsunami struck the Phuket beach in Thailand. Though she has won a number of awards, her parents have not allowed their daughter to be interviewed on the television and made into a heroine. Why do you think they took that decision? Now see, though she has won a number of awards, her parents had not allowed her daughter to be interviewed on television. Why they did not want their daughter to be to interact with the people on the television, to give her interview to the television people? What was the reason behind it? Now there is a story from Thailand. The Smith family from southeast England were celebrating Christmas at a beach resort in southern Thailand. Now that was the story of the Nicobar Islands. Now this is the story about Thailand. What has happened? Now there is a story about a Smith family who went to the southeast England for celebrating Christmas. Tilly Smith was a 10-year-old schoolgirl. Now this is talking about the same incident about why her mother did not allow her to give an interview in the television. Her sister was 7 years old. Their parents were Penny and Colin Smith. It was 26 December 2004. Deadly tsunami waves were already on their way. They had been triggered by a massive earthquake off the southern Sumatra earlier that morning. Now this is early in the morning that tsunami has come, and many of the people were sleeping and got washed away with the waves. The waves have taken them away. The water was swelling and kept coming in. Swelling means huge waves were coming and the people were carried away. Penny Smith remembered the beach was getting smaller and smaller. I did not know what was happening. Now how the beach is becoming smaller and smaller? Suppose children, the waves come till here in the on the beach. So this much is the area of the beach. Now the waves are coming very closer. They have become very strong, huge. So the area of the beach is reduced. So that is what he is saying. The beach was becoming smaller and smaller. Okay. I did not know what was happening. But Tilly Smith sensed that something was wrong. Her mind kept going back to geography lessons she had taken in England just 2 weeks before she knew out to Thailand with her family. She flew to Thailand with her family. Now, in geography, she must have studied perhaps about the tsunami wave, sorry, about the earthquake and all those things. So, she is remembering about that lesson. Tilly saw the sea slowly rise and start to foam bubbles and form whirlpools. Whirlpools mean when the water is rotating, moving, taking rounds and rounds, because it is a very huge and a giant wave. Lot of foam is produced. Can you see the foams when the waves come out? She remembered that she had seen this in the class in a video of a tsunami that had hit the Hawaiian Islands in 1946. Now, I told you that tsunami is a earthquake in the sea. So, which she has seen this video of a tsunami which had come in the Hawaiian Islands in 1946. Her geography teacher had shown her class the video and told them that tsunami can be caused by earthquakes, volcanoes and landslides. So when the volcano erupts, when the land is sliding, when there is a shift in the land, and when there is an earthquake in the sea, the tsunami comes. Tilly started to scream to her family to get off the beach. So she told that we should not, because she was having some knowledge about it, so she said that we should not remain near the beach. I did not know, she talked about an earthquake that the sea, she got more and more hysterical, said her mother Penny. I did not know what a tsunami was. So when she was talking about this, when she was telling about this tsunami, she was becoming hysterical, means she was crying just like anything, shout in a cry, okay. And why she was doing it, they did not understand, because she knew the danger of tsunami, because she has seen a video, she has studied it, she knew something about it. But her mother was telling that I did not know what a tsunami was. But seeing my daughter so frightened, I thought something serious must be going on. So when she saw that her daughter is very serious about it, then she thought that it must be something serious. Tilly's parents took her and her sister away from the beach to the swimming pool at the hotel. So they took her, because she was demanding to move away from the beach, so they went to the hotel. A number of other tourists also felt beach with them. That means water is coming very closer. Then it was as if the entire sea had come out after them. I was screaming, run. The family took a refuge in the 3rd floor of the hotel. The building withstood the surge of 3 tsunami waves. If they had stayed on the beach, they would not have been alive. So they went to the 3rd floor of the hotel, and there 3 times very big waves have come to that hotel, but the building did not collapse. But had they been on that beach, they would have finished, they would have collapsed. Okay. The Swiss later met other tourists who had lost entire families, thanks to Tilly and her geography lesson that had been forewarned. Tilly went back to her school in England and told her classmates her terrifying tale. So this is how, when you get knowledge about some things, you practically use it. She knew that she has studied that in geography, what a tsunami is and how dangerous it can be. So she had asked her family to move away from that place, and they were saved. So once again, when she went back to England, then she told her friends about this story. Now next one is, you see, look carefully at the picture of the boy and his dog and try to describe the things that you see, just words and phrases. Now before the giant waves slammed into the coast in India and Sri Lanka, wild and domestic animals seemed to know what was about to happen. Now when these waves were entering into the coast of India and Sri Lanka, now this part of the lesson is talking about how animals could sense that something was going to happen. Wild domestic animals seemed to know what was about to happen. They fled to safety. According to eyewitness accounts, that means according to the people who have seen it, elephants screamed and ran for a higher ground. Now they could understand that something is going to happen. So animals wanted to go to a higher place. Elephants were running to go to the higher grounds. Dogs refused to go outdoors. Flamingos abandoned their low-lying breeding areas. That means they did not go to that low-lying areas near the waters. And zoo animals rushed into their shelters and could not be enticed to come back. They could not see those animals coming back. They ran to their shelters. Now this shows something, that the animals could sense that something was going to happen. Understand? Many people believe that the animals possess a sixth sense. Animals are having a kind of a sixth sense through which they get some intuitions. They sense the things which are going to happen. Okay, and know when the earth is going to shake. Some experts believe that animals' more acute hearing helps them to hear or feel the earth's vibration. So they could even animals have a sixth sense where they could feel the shaking of the earth, or where they could hear the vibrations of the earth shaking. That is the reason the animals react like that, or have reacted like that when a tsunami was going to come. They can sense an approaching disaster long before animals realize what is going on. So this is their sixth sense which helps to do it. We cannot be sure whether animals have sixth sense or not, but the fact is that the giant waves that rolled through the Indian Ocean killed more than 150,000 people in dozen countries, but not many animals have been reported dead. So there were more than 150,000 people who died, but the death of animal was not reported this much. So we cannot claim that animals are having a sixth sense, but yes, animals had run to their shelters or had taken the safety places before this could happen. Along India's Cuddalore coast, where thousands of people perished, buffaloes, goats and dogs were found unharmed. They were not harmed. The Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is a home to a variety of animals including elephants, leopards and 130 species of birds. 60 visitors were washed away from the Pathanamthitta beach inside the park, but no animal carcasses were found. That means the bodies of animals were not found, except for the 2 water buffaloes. Only 2 water buffaloes were found, but there were no dead bodies of any animals. About an hour before the tsunami hit, people at the Yala National Park had observed 3 elephants running away from the Pathanamthitta beach. So they could see the animals running away from those places. A Sri Lankan gentleman who lives at the coast near the galley said his 2 dogs would not go for their daily run on the beach. They were not going for the run to the beach. They were somehow reluctant to go. They did not go. They are usually excited to go to this outing, he said. So every day in the morning they want to go to the beach, but that day morning they did not go to the beach. But on that day they refused to go and most probably saved his life. So that is how his life was saved. So these are some of the proofs that animal would have sensed it before the tsunami had come. That is how so many animals were saved. So children, this is a chapter, the story about the tsunami. Hope you must have understood. Go through the chapter, listen to this video twice. Any doubts you have, you can ask me after listening to it. Thank you.